In this presentation, I would like to explain the requirements for amendments. This is outline of the presentation. First of all, I will show you the purpose of amendments. To understand the purpose of amendments, let's imagine that an applicant cannot make any amendment. Under the first filing system, an applicant has to submit his or her application as rapidly as possible. Under such circumstances, he or she may make a mistake in his or her application. But if he or she could not make any amendment, he or she had to submit a perfect application, including a perfect claim and a perfect description. It is too tough for him or her. Generally, as a result of examination, reasons for refusal are often found in the application, and notice of reasons for refusal are sent to an applicant. Under such circumstances, he or she has to respond to the notice, but if he could not make any amendment, he or she could not avoid the final refusal. It is too tough for him. That is why applicants need amendment. Secondly, I'll show you the effect of amendments. Proper amendments should be effective from the time when they are made, and also they will be effective retroactively to filing date. Thirdly, I will show you examples of targets of amendment. The targets of amendment are description, claims, abstract, drawings, and so on. In this presentation, I will mainly show you amendments of description, claims, and drawings. Finally, I will explain restriction of amendment to you. To understand the purpose of the restriction, let's imagine that an applicant can make amendments freely. If an applicant could make amendments freely, what would happen? Patent Office and third party cannot know when and how the applicant makes amendments. As a result, a Patent Office cannot examine the application properly, and third party cannot predict how the application will be. That is why Patent Office and third party need restriction of amendments. Regarding the restriction of amendments, there are two kinds of restriction. One is time restriction, and the other is contents restriction. So PCT, Patent Cooperation Treaty, said the applicant shall have a right to amend the claims, the description, and the drawings in the prescribed manner and within the prescribed time limit before the International Preliminary Examination Report is established. An applicant can submit amendments as many times as he needs if only they are in a certain period. Applicants can submit amendments at the time of filing the demand until the International Preliminary Report on Patentability, Chapter 2 of the Patent Cooperation Treaty, is established. JP, Japan Patent Act, have a same restriction. Japan Patent Act said applicants for patent may amend the description, scope of claims, or drawings attached to the application. before the service of the certified copy of the examiner's decision notifying that a patent is to be granted, provided, however, that following the receipt of a notice provided under Article 50, an amendment may only be made in the following cases. In this slide, I will explain time restriction to you. For applicants, time to make amendments to description, claims, drawings is restricted as follows. Please look at the picture. In the period from filing of filing to first notice, applicants can make amendments wherever they want to. This is asterisk 1. On the other hand, in the period after they receive the first notice or final notice, they have to make amendment within designated time limit. Regarding final notice, let me give you some information. Final notice is a notice which notifies the applicant of reasons necessitated by amendment after the first notification, and I will explain it to you in detail some other opportunity. In this slide, I will explain content restriction to you. For applicants, contents of applicants are restricted as follows. Please look at this picture where whenever they may make amendments, addition of new matters in prohibit. Regarding addition of new matters, I will explain to you in another chapter. At this time, please understand that addition of new matters in an amendment which has features which are beyond the scope of the claims, description, and drawings as of the filing. As I showed you before, addition of new matters is prohibited. And then why is addition of new matters prohibited? Addition of new matters is an amendment which has features which are beyond the scope of the claims, description, and drawings as of the filing. So, if an applicant could add new matters in his or her application, Patent Office could not ensure timely, high-quality granting of right. What's more, prohibiting of addition of new matters, Patent Office can ensure fairness between applications of which disclosure is sufficient, as of the filing and applications of which disclosure is not sufficient. Also, if an applicant could add new matters in his application, third party would be affected adversely and unexpectedly. Therefore, amendments should be permitted only if they are within the scope of the filing. Next topic is new matter. Yes. PCT has a rule. PCT said the amendments shall not go beyond the disclosure in the international application as filed. And Japan Patent Act said any amendment of the description, scope of claims or drawings shall be made within the scope of the matters stated in the description, scope of claims or drawings originally attached to the application. I'll talk about the concept of new matter. In principle, amendments shall be made within the scope described in the original application. Please look at this graph. This graph shows the scope described in the original application. The scope described in the original description includes not only matter expressly presented in the original description, etc., but also matter inherently presented in the original description. Matters inherently presented is a matter which a person skilled in the art evidently understands the meaning based on well-known or commonly used art. However, as for well-known art or commonly used art, the technology cannot sufficiently be considered as within the scope described in the original application. Just because the technology itself is well-known art or commonly used art. And also, if new technical matters are introduced due to amendments, the amendments are not permitted. Okay, I introduce some cases related to amendments. Let's consider whether these amendments are new matters or not. At first, please look at the originally attached description. Claim 1 is a sweet bean paste that includes boiled red soybeans, sweeteners, and glycerin. And overview of the description said, adding glycerin to conventional sweet bean paste creates new effects which are excellent in preservation and preventing the paste from freezing under refrigeration. Next, please look amended description. Claim 1 is a sweet bean paste for ice cream that includes boiled red soybeans, sweeteners, and glycerin. And overview of the description says preventing the paste from freezing even under refrigeration and is especially optimal for ice cream. Do you think that this amendment is new matter? The answer is the addition of the amendment includes the addition of new matter. Because this is reason. Although it mentions the expression preventing the paste from freezing under refrigeration, the originally attached description, etc., does not mention anything about the use of the paste specified for ice cream. Also, the sweet bean paste, which does not freeze under refrigeration, could be used for various purposes. Consequently, it is not considered that a person skilled in the art who contacts the originally attached description, etc., would understand the paste as being specially adapted for ice cream as if they are stated therein. Okay. This is a second case. The claim 1 of originally attached description is a rolling control device for combined having crawler travel devices on the right and left sides of the body, comprising a pair of oil pressure cylinders operating individually for the right and left travel devices, where each end of the oil pressure cylinders is connected to the travel devices and each of the other ends of the oil pressure cylinders is connected to the body. And the claim of the amended description is a rolling control device for combine having crawler travel devices on the right and left sides of the body, comprising a pair of fluid pressure operated cylinders operating individually for the right and left travel devices, where each end of the fluid pressure-operated cylinder is connected to the travel devices, and each of the other ends of the fluid pressure-operated cylinder is connected to the body. Do you think that this amendment is new matter? The answer is no. It's not the addition of a new matter. This is due to the following reason. This amendment is replace oil pressure cylinders with fluid pressure operated cylinder, which is a generic concept. With respect to oil pressure cylinders, the originally attached description, etc., states use of water or air other than oil. And it can be understood that it is stated to use water pressure cylinders and air cylinders, which are well known to a person skilled in the art. And oil pressure cylinders and water pressure cylinders can also be expressed as liquid pressure cylinders, and air cylinders can be expressed as gas pressure cylinders. Then, it can be said that a person skilled in the art who had access to the originally attached description, etc., would understand that it is stated that fluid pressure operated cylinders, which means liquid pressure cylinders or gas pressure cylinders, is used as a concept generalizing oil pressure cylinders, water pressure cylinders, and air pressure cylinders for a rolling control device. Okay. This is third case. The claim one of the originally attached description is a therapeutic agent for digestive system diseases containing chemical compound A as an active ingredient. And the claim one of the amended description is a therapeutic agent for pancreatitis containing chemical compound A as an active ingredient. Do you think that this amendment is new matter? The answer is yes. It's the addition of new matter. And this is the reason. The originally attached description, etc., does not mention anything about therapeutic agents for pancreatitis, and it's not considered that it's obvious to a person skilled in the art that the therapeutic agent for the digestive system diseases, which protects alimentary canal mucosa, represents therapeutic agents for pancreatitis, even taking the whole of the originally attached description, etc., and the common general knowledge as of the filing into consideration. So please let's move on to the next case. This is fourth case. The claim one of the original description is a stabilized riscosine containing agent comprising a riscosine containing agent having a clay mineral as a base and 0.001 to 2% by mass of lactic acid. And overview of the description says the amount of lactic acid added to the resocin containing agent is preferably from 0.05 to 2% by mass. No statement of values of 0.1% by mass and and 1% by mass. And the claim 1 of the amendment description is a stabilized resourcing containing agent comprising a resourcing containing agent having a claim error as a base and 0.1 to 1% by mass of lactic acid. Do you think that this amendment is new matter? So, the answer is yes, it's the addition of new matter. This is the reason. There are no statements of the values 0.1% by mass and 1% by mass in the originally attached description, etc. Also, the numerical range cannot be assumed to be stated as 0.1 to 1% by mass from the original attached description, etc. Furthermore, there are no special circumstances to consider that this amendment does not introduce any new technical matter. Okay, this is fifth case. The claim 1 of the original description is hollow glass microsphere which have substantially equal diameters of from 200 to 10,000 micrometer and detailed explanation of the invention said the glass microsphere have very varied diameter according to the desired final applications between from 200 to 10,000 micrometer, preferably from 500 to 6,000 micrometer. And the claim 1 of the amended description is hollow glass microsphere, which have substantially equal diameters of from 200 to 6,000 micrometer. Do you think that this amendment is new matter? The answer is no. It's not the addition of the new matter. This is the reason. The amended claim provides the numerical range of diameters of from 200 to 6,000 micrometer, the highest value of which is changed from 10,000 micrometer in the original claim. The amended numerical range of from 200 to 6,000 micrometer of the diameter is within the range of from 200 to 10,000 micrometer in the originally attached description. And the originally attached description describes the value 6,000 micrometer, which specifies the amended numerical range as a value to indicate a preferable range. Consequently, the amended numerical range is within the scope of the matters stated in the originally attached description, etc. This is a final case. First, the detail of the explanation of the invention. In short, description says a table 3 is connected to a motor 5 through a feed mechanism, and the position of the table 3 is controlled through the control of the rotation of the motor 5. And there is drawings. And the amended description says a table 3 is connected to a motor 5 through a screw feed mechanism which moves the table 3 linearly by the rotation of the screw 1, and the position of the table 3 is controlled through the control of the rotation of the motor. Do you think the amendment is new matter? The answer is no. It's not the addition of a new matter. The reason is that, according to the statement, feed mechanism in the description before the amendment and the originally attached drawings. The device indicated by the drawing is obviously recognized as a screw feed mechanism, which moves to table linearly by the rotation of a screw. Okay. This is a sample of notice of reason for refusal related to new matter in JP. This is a bibliographic item such as application number, date of drafting, examiner's name, representative or applicant name. Applied provisions are written on the top. As applied provisions, Article 70b3, which is related to new matter, is written in this case. The due date of written opinion or amendment is written on the middle part. Applicants should submit written opinion or amendment against reason for refusal within 60 days. And the reason why the application is rejected is written on the bottom part. In this case, it is written that the amendment of 2013, March 17, is not satisfied with the requirement of amendment. This is the reason for refusal of this sample case. The JPO examiners write the reason why he or she judged that this amendment includes new matter. In this case, the reason is the following. I read them. Although it mentions the expression preventing the paste from freezing under refrigeration, the originally attached description, etc., does not mention anything about the use of the paste specified for ice cream. Also, the sweet bean paste, which does not freeze under refrigeration, could be used for various purposes. Consequently, it is not considered that a person skilled or skilled in the art who reads the originally attached description, etc., would understand the paste as being specially adapted for ice cream as if that were stated therein. That's all. Thank you.